Leonardo da Vinci. The name alone feels larger than life, the kind of name schoolbooks turn into stone. But the real Leonardo da Vinci wasn't a statue or a legend or some distant genius from a museum wall. Leonardo da Vinci was a strange, curious, restless human being who saw the world differently than anyone around him. And honestly, differently than most people alive today. So today, we're going to step inside his world and uncover 10 things you probably didn't know about the man who tried to understand everything, and trust me, some of these will reshape how you see him forever. Let's start. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just create masterpieces. Leonardo da Vinci created mysteries, secrets buried in notebooks, hidden in inventions, and written backwards on pages he never meant for the world to read. And once you hear what he was really doing behind the scenes, you'll never look at Leonardo da Vinci the same way again. We know Leonardo da Vinci for the Mona Lisa, for the Last Supper, for the Vitruvian Man, but those are just the tip of the iceberg, the part of his mind that survived by accident. The deeper, stranger story is hidden in what he didn't finish, what he didn't reveal, and what he wrote in private. These are the things he left behind for the people of the future, maybe for us to discover. Let's jump in. Most people can't chew gum and walk without tripping. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci could literally split his brain in half, drawing on one side of the page while writing words on the other. Left hand drawing a face, right hand taking notes simultaneously. Historians call this bimanual coordination. For Leonardo da Vinci, it was just Tuesday. This ability helped him think in 2 languages at once, the language of pictures and the language of ideas. Imagine brainstorming like that, no wonder he was different. Leonardo da Vinci dissected bodies in hospitals at night by candlelight. Not because he was morbid, but because he believed the human body was a machine designed by nature. He drew muscles, bones, nerves, hearts, arteries, and even a fetus inside a womb, with a tenderness no other anatomist had. What people don't know is that he was creating something impossible for his time, a detailed, color-coded, anatomical atlas. If Leonardo da Vinci had published it, medicine would have jumped centuries forward. But he never completed the book. His pages were scattered after his death, misplaced, hidden, misunderstood, lost for nearly 400 years. When scholars finally found them, modern doctors said Leonardo da Vinci's heart diagrams were more accurate than some 20th century textbooks. This wasn't art. This was X-ray vision before X-rays. People think robots were invented in the 20th century. Try the 1490s. Hidden in Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks was a design for a mechanical knight. Gears, pulleys, ropes, levers, a metal suit that moved like a human. It could sit, stand, raise its arms, and move its jaw. A modern robotics expert rebuilt it, following Leonardo da Vinci's notes exactly, and it worked. Imagine being in a Renaissance castle, and a robot knight suddenly stands up and looks at you. This wasn't fantasy. This was Leonardo da Vinci treating imagination like engineering. In an age when people didn't think twice about animal cruelty, Leonardo da Vinci was different. He loved animals deeply. He refused to eat them. He studied their movements with fascination. He wrote about the beauty of their design. And sometimes he would go to markets, buy birds in cages, walk outside, and open the doors so they could escape. People laughed at him. Leonardo da Vinci didn't care. He wasn't just ahead in science. He was ahead in empathy. In 1476, when Leonardo da Vinci was still a young man in Florence, he was anonymously accused of immoral acts. This was the Renaissance version of a charge that could destroy your life. But something strange happened. The case was quietly dropped. Then the records were sealed. and then they disappeared entirely. Historians still don't know who protected him or why, but the event shook him. Some say this is when Leonardo da Vinci became cautious, private, and obsessed with keeping his work hidden. That one scare may be one reason he wrote backwards, guarded his notes, and kept parts of his life in the shadows. Leonardo da Vinci designed a full underwater attack suit, leather diving outfit, breathing tubes sticking out of the water, an air reservoir, an underwater knife, secret compartments for disabling enemy ships from below. His plan was to let divers cut holes in the hulls of invading ships, sinking them silently, but Leonardo da Vinci kept the invention hidden. Why? He wrote that he didn't want evil men using it for violence. Imagine inventing scuba gear and then burying the idea because you didn't trust humanity with it. That was Leonardo da Vinci. People always ask, why did Leonardo da Vinci leave so many works unfinished? Here's the truth, he wasn't procrastinating, he was experimenting. He'd start a portrait, then stop to test a new glaze formula. He'd restart the shadows, then study how light bounced in a dusty room. He'd repaint a hand 12 times because it didn't match the way tendons really moved. His scientific brain and artistic brain never stopped arguing. So he finished fewer than 20 paintings in his entire life. Yet those few changed art forever. Quality over quantity. Leonardo da Vinci took that to an extreme. Leonardo da Vinci noticed things other painters ignored: fossils on mountain tops, layers of sediment in cliffs, patterns in erosion, shapes of riverbeds. He wrote that Earth wasn't fixed, it changed slowly over time. He realized seas once covered the land. He understood that water cycled in nature through evaporation and rain. He was describing geology before geology existed. If he had published his ideas, geology would have begun 200 years earlier. But again, the notebooks stayed private. Leonardo da Vinci was discovering the future and hiding it in drawers. This might be the strangest fact of all. He wrote scientific theories, drawings, inventions, riddles, jokes, ideas, experiments, anatomy notes, dream concepts, engineering plans. Yet he never organized them, never published them, never turned them into a finished masterwork. It's possible he didn't care about recognition. Or maybe he felt the world wasn't ready. Or maybe he believed someone in the future would understand him better than his own generation. Leonardo da Vinci didn't write for his time. Leonardo da Vinci wrote for time itself. In one of his sets of engineering drawings, there is a strange three-wheeled wooden platform. Gears, springs, tension arcs, steering columns. For centuries, people assumed it was some kind of theatrical prop. Then modern engineers built a working model. It moved forward on its own without being pushed. It could turn, it could stop, it could accelerate. Leonardo da Vinci had invented a proto-automobile before engines, before cars, before the idea of self-moving machines even existed. A man from the 1400s built a car for the 1800s. That's not genius. That's time travel through engineering. The Leonardo da Vinci we learn about in school is a tiny fraction of the real man. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a painter. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just an inventor. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a scientist. Leonardo da Vinci was curiosity in human form, a mind that refused to stay inside the limits of any category. And maybe that's why he still feels modern. He didn't just study the world, he asked the kind of questions that only people in the future could answer. In a way, Leonardo da Vinci spent his whole life building messages for us. We're just now opening them. If Leonardo da Vinci blew your mind today, wait until you see the secrets hidden in Julius Caesar. Click the next video, you're going to love it.